Makes me feel like a man.
You want every team to lose any other game? Sorry. Bailey Zappi just put another dime. You know what? Whoa, time out. Are you kidding? That's what I'm gonna try to drop a mic. Welcome to the Warner Brothas Podcast. My name is Keenan, joined by my brother Kyle, joined by Duke, joined by Branndon. Last time you guys saw us, we were talking Kendrick Lamar, King Kendrick. But how are you guys doing today?
Good.
I'm good.
Happy to be here. It's a nice Sunday, you know.
It's a beautiful Sunday. Absolutely. We've had
Can't be mad on the Lord's Day.
no, not on the Lord's Day. We've had so much like worldwide news go on. Obviously, the WNBA All-Star Game just happened. South Sudan thought that they were Canada and played with the U.S. to a high extreme. Obviously, there's been the whole presidential Joe Biden, obviously Donald Trump getting his ear clipped. Where do you guys want to start? What's on your guys' mind?
Is that a Magna hat you wearing?
No, it's a Bass Pro
I
Shop.
just play that.
Make
pink
America
MAGA
great again, brother.
Pink MAGA hat.
Actually, that hat should have a fish on it, now that I think about it.
Make America
MAGA
great
hat
again,
should have
brother.
At least a fish hook.
Put a Band-Aid on the ear, too, on the fin, on the left fin. Put a Band-Aid.
Oh my god.
That Band-Aid's massive. Oh, man.
Yo, they're wild. That joke was funny, though.
That's massive.
Not this hat.
All right, Kyle, where do you want to start?
We could start anywhere. To quip about like the Donald Trump, like the Band-Aid he had on it. Did you see like the MAGA supporters who were wearing that like it was 03 and it was the Nelly
Yeah.
Band-Aid, like how we were wearing?
That's what I said.
Yeah, like Nelly used to have on his face.
They had
That's why I said
had
the fin
ear
should
tape
have
on
it. The left fin on the Magna hat with the fish should have it.
That's dedication.
And Kyle feels that Nelly hat or Nelly Band-Aid more than anything because he did go as Nelly one Halloween too. So Kyle feels
Yo.
Absolutely.
That's bad funny.
I killed it as a 10-year-old.
my God.
Everybody did that.
10, 11-year-old
It was
He
hot
did.
back then.
Had the
It
throwback
was.
jersey on with
I
the
absolutely
headband
remember.
with the Band-Aid. Killed that. I killed that.
Open
Yeah,
country.
Wild.
Take a ride with me, smoke a L in the back of the Benji. That joke was hard.
Hey.
Must put a money.
Money.
Shouts to Nelly.
But
I mean, we can start anywhere.
obviously,
Go ahead.
I was going to say, obviously, it happened a while ago, and we just barely touched upon kind of on a comedic side of it. But like, where were you guys when you heard the news when it dropped? You're like, oh wait, our probably future president's getting shot at, or former and future presidents getting shot at.
I was actually laying down in bed, and I have a group chat with like my dad and like some of his friends, and I think somebody put it in the group chat, and I was like, yo, because we joke a lot, man. I was like, y'all are bullshitting. And I look on Twitter, and like I was looking on Twitter because Florida, for like college football, had like some shit going on with the recruit. So I'm waiting to see if dude committed to Florida, and I see all over my damn Twitter page this video and shit, and I'm like, damn, that shit actually did happen.
That's some Florida shit now.
Oh,
I
Similar.
was at work.
dude, you were at work.
I was bugging. I was about to bugging now. I called. I said, "Ain't no way they wilding, And then I watched the video, and it was just like, I can see him doing this for votes. I could see that being a little iffy. It's just when somebody passes away, R.I.P. I condolences to the family and stuff, and it makes it like more serious. But that's not the intent. I don't believe. And then it was just a way you went, get my shoe. You getting shot at, bro. Ain't nobody care about no shoe. You just gonna be out. Like the way that the Secret Service was there, and then they said the people were yelling that somebody was on the building with a gun. Like, yo. And then somebody tried it again 2 days later, I guess. Like, it was wild.
Yeah, in Milwaukee or something. I think they killed the dude in Milwaukee. I don't know if it's true or not, but I did see a video on Twitter that like
Yeah, but he had like an 8K. He was not gonna play. Like, he was trying to really.
Oh shit!
I did not hear about the second attempt. I was not familiar with that.
Did I.
I think I had a similar reaction both to Branndon and Duke. I was smoking a cigar with my guy Mike, he's looking at his phone. He's like, Trump just got shot. Assassination attempt at a rally. And I was like, no way. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that didn't really happen. And then same thing, went to my Twitter, saw the video. Everyone was saying it's staged. And I'm pretty much Mr. Skeptical when it comes to anything online. So I thought it was stage 2. Like Duke said, then you hear someone actually loses their life. Then it seems legitimate. I think I have other questions as well coming off of that. But yeah, it was a wild time. You go from being like, nah, that ain't real, to like, holy shit, like we really just witnessed an actual assassination attempt. It's been pretty wild ever since. Leading up to this now, where Biden a week later drops out of the race. It's a pretty wild time to be an American, that's for sure. That's for sure.
Damn sure it is.
Yeah, and I mean, when I saw it, I was like, "There's no way!" Like that just like really happened. Like, obviously, you hear about it all the time. Like Barack got plenty. Like every president's gonna get plenty because of the world that we live in today, and everyone's access to high artillery weaponry. So like that's going to happen every day, and people are getting more courageous and crazy and things like that. So it's gonna happen,
Right.
unfortunately, super unfortunate. But like seeing the actual attempt, especially since it's on camera, it was like, oh wait, not that he. Like, I'm so glad that it wasn't an inch to the right, I believe. But because then you think to yourself, you're like, oh wait, we would have just witnessed a John F. Kennedy. We would have just witnessed an Abraham Lincoln. We would have like a lot of these great, like it would have happened in real time. And it was like, it's crazy to think that that was almost the case. His afterwards, his photo of him holding up the arm, now is going to be one of the most iconic photos, honestly, of all time. Like that photo will live on forever.
Best album cover in the next decade.
That whoever took that photo needs a raise. Like,
You know, like
straight up needs a raise.
No,
That's
absolutely.
what I'm saying. When somebody's shooting at you, like, yo, you ain't gonna have the
That's not going to be your
sense of
reaction.
mind. Like, you gonna get out of there. Like, it just didn't make sense at the time.
When I saw multiple things on Twitter that was like that just had many men and then like him in the background of like things like, I was like, my God. I was
50
like,
really did that too.
Yeah, 50
That's
did
the
that
thing,
as
I-
a concert.
And I'm like, yo, with Trump's head on it, I'm like,
Yeah.
y'all giving so much fire to the fuel, or so much fuel to the fire.
They dubbed
And then
dubbed many
I
men
saw
over
one-
they dubbed many men over his like introduction at the RNC convention.
Yeah, I seen that shit.
No way,
It looked
man.
real too.
And then I saw a video of Hate It or Love It. I saw his face on the game's face. It's like, I'm DJT and I ain't going nowhere so you can get to know me. I was like, they're really taking this and running with it. But no, it's it's overall it's crazy. And then Biden dropping out, it's like, it makes sense at this point. Like if you just comparing videos of 2019 with him talking to now, it's literally night and day. He's unfortunately for him, I don't know if he would make it through 4 years in office again. I think obviously the stress every single day that you're put through. Like if you see Barack Obama go in and then him go out, like he looks like he aged 20 years compared to aging only 8 when he was there. So like with Trump there, you feel how you feel about him, but with the candidates, at least he can speak full sentences, and he's got himself a sound mind, business mind.
Sounds coherent, I guess.
He's
That's what you want to
coherent.
say.
I know, like I'm just saying, like feel how you feel about his views, feel how you feel about everything about him. But like the fact of the matter is, like with the candidates that we have, he is by far the better choice because he's by far a much more sound mind. Like at least like I can go to him for.
Now, though.
Wait, say that again. Sorry.
I think they're gonna go with Kamala now, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say and then when you go to that, I'm more so talking between him and Biden when you're talking those two. But like we'll see who obviously picks up from there. But man, that's all of it was crazy and all of it was very shocking to me. And it's like okay,
it's all in a week and a half time span too. It's like it's one thing after another.
Honestly, that assassination attempt.
It's like damn, like
it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago now, and it was just last weekend.
Yeah. And then the world gets hacked on top of it, like planes getting canceled, banks getting
crazy.
Yeah.
Yo, this is not real life right now. We playing real GTA right. This
Straight up.
I didn't realize I was off from work. My job couldn't open up until 2:30, and then some Dick's Sporting Goods were affected even the next day, and there were some effects from when I worked yesterday. It was like, ah man, systems down, can't do things. It's like, oh wow. It's also crazy because then it puts into perspective how much the world relies now on technology. Like it's to the point where like if just things shut down, the world would stop. Like it just absolutely stop.
Cyber war is 100% real. We'll turn it to the purge. If they clear out those banks like they did in China, the 60 banks close randomly, like people lose their money because you only get like a certain percentage back. I think it's like 15, some 20 something. Imagine having a couple thousand, 100,000, and the bank's only going to give you like 20 beans back. Like what? Y'all going crazy. And the people with nothing and you taking that and like you only giving them a couple hundred or like, nah, they gonna
so you have 1,000 there, and then you only give them back 200. Nah, it's
200?
done.
I hear the horn already, man. Driving down the street, man.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's just a crazy time.
It really is. And like think about it, like it's trickled down from like COVID. I mean, obviously COVID's pretty much the effects of that are pretty much gone like on its face. Obviously, you'll still have financial and all that kind of stuff because it was obviously a pandemic for a reason, but like just from that moment on, you just look at so much stuff going on. 2020 was one of the worst calendar years in the history of the world when it comes to just what happened. Unfortunately, started with like Kobe passing, and then you have all of that stuff going on from there. 2024 has been actually a very good year, and then just still chaotic.
And Cat Williams happened, and now everything went the fuck.
Like Cat Williams said that real people are getting revealed and things are getting revealed all 2024. It's up pretty much, and I mean, you spark the Drake and Kendrick beef, you start and. Shout out to the WNBA growth, but then you got this over here with the presidency. World's in just a frenzy. So.
Assassinations. Oh
crazy.
It's crazy what the trickle down effect is like.
And it's like somebody found somebody's like hidden diary, and now you know all the secrets, and you just keep revealing that, John.
True story.
Which is good. I like the truth in the world. The truth in the world is fire, but like what we're dealing with. Nobody dealt with, like you said, in a generation. I feel like maybe in 100 years, it's been like since maybe World War II or something, or Vietnam or something.
Yeah.
Like we're dealing with a weird time. Well, I guess 9/11. So, but like,
weird
that brought us together. This shit is tearing us apart.
Weird is definitely the word.
Yeah.
Weird is definitely the word for it, man. It's crazy the trickle down effect. Like ever since 9/11, like if you just go from 9/11, like just year by year, like how we got to this point right here. It's crazy to think about. It's crazy to think about just how much the world's changed just from 2000 on. Specifically 9/11, obviously, but especially if you go from 2000 on to get here, it's wild.
Yeah, the 21st century has obviously every century that you go on has so much change in it, but the 21st century, just because of technology, has had so much quick change. Like, obviously, it takes a while, like, when you're going through, if you're going way back, you're like, okay, well, we got to invent the telephone in the late 1800s, and then we're kind of trying to work on communication and little things like that, and then now it's like that it takes a while for that stuff to build because you don't have the technology, but now you have the technology, and something like AI can just pop up overnight, and it's like, oh, well, I don't even know what's real, what's fake, like, I haven't, like you just truly don't know what's going on.
Keep it 100.
That's what scares me is AI.
That's what I think actually hacked that whole system. I think it might be an AI might be turning sentient on itself or like whatever a big one or something. This one was the test run. I just know like they know that they could do it now, and it's gonna get real scary the next 6 months to like 2 years. I promise.
To think that everything that you could possibly have in life can be controlled. Like, obviously, that's the one thing when you look back at, like, maybe the 40s. Like, obviously, we were in a world war in the 40s. I'm not trying to make it sound like that was the time to be alive. But, like, at least, like, your house wasn't controlled by, like, other people at that point, in a sense. Like, they can manually control your entire house just by not even seeing you. Like, they'd have to show up to your house to control it back. And, like, so it's just kind of those crazy things. Obviously, the world was still controlled because military and all that kind of
They didn't have Spotify in the 1940s, so
And imagine being in a smart
I wouldn't
house
make
during
it.
the hack and
Or
your
you
junk
don't know
was just
Spotify.
flicking on and off, or like your heat went off, and you living like, what? I would
Ooh,
never.
fuck
I would
that.
never. You locked
8 doobies
inside,
to
the
the
windows
face.
locked.
12-5.
Ooh,
Hey,
I don't know about that.
anybody count who won that list?
You don't know nothing about that.
Speaking of the 21st century,
Anybody see the comments and see who won on the list?
I actually don't know. Few people on TikTok love Brandon's. Few people on TikTok said Brandon's was basically like a perfect Kendrick album that had everything that you needed. So shout out to Brandon. You did put one good together.
Hell yeah.
How you doing the Trump? Give him the magnet hat.
Oh my God.
it's now the Trump.
Golly
now.
gee,
That's what's
Brandon,
known.
not again.
We got a soundbite that. That golly G Brandon got hit, yo.
Not
Hey,
again.
So I posted that clip on my Snapchat, right?
Yeah.
I think it was over the weekend at some point, last weekend. And one of my good friends hit me up and he goes, bro, he's like, you lying? He goes, because I've heard your dad say I'll be damned about 1,000 times.
That's mad funny.
I'll be damned, brother.
I told him, I said, man, I said, you just worry about what you got going on over there.
You keep your house safe, sir. I'm gonna keep my house. You keep your house safe.
That's when you should have told him cut the malarkey, bro.
I was just like, get that malarkey out of here.
Malarkey.
Get that malarkey out of here. You keep your house safe, sir. I'll be damned. I'll be damned. You try to get my
I'll be
house.
damned.
I'll be damned. You try to get my house. You keep that house safe yourself.
Oh shit.
Oh man, I love it. All right, so obviously we were talking about it a little bit before. I have random lines, random bars that I have just basically put together, some good, some bad, some in between. I was just going to come through and just have us rate them, but nothing like crazy or anything, just like kind of good, bad, in between, however we feel about it. We can kind of talk about it. If we need to break it down, we can break it down. Does that sound good to everybody?
Rate the bars, BET. So we doing it like 1 to 5. Like I know BET does a 1 to 5.
Yeah, we'll go 1 to 5. We'll kind of do it like the old BET, how they used to do that back then. I always used to love when they used to do that. They used to have like when they rated the verse of the year and things like that back in. I always thought that was really cool, and because it kind of gives like hip hops don't really have a award because it's such an opinionated thing. Like I mean, obviously they have the like BET awards and things like that, but like they don't have like end of the year always like, oh, this was the best first, and this was like they have just like best album and kind of things like that. Is that kind of cool to have those awards on like the tertiary, we'll call
like
categories?
old Source
rather,
awards used to give out the mics. The 5
Yeah.
mics was hard.
Yeah, like the tertiary rather than just the like best album, best artist, because like so like it's kind of cool to have those the second thing. But okay, so I'm gonna have you guys tell. I'm gonna give a line, then give another line that's semi-similar, and then I want you to tell me which one's better too. But we'll talk about the first one. So the first line is, "You got people inside our business like you and I is." How do we feel about that?
That sounds like a Big Sean line.
I mean, I see it, but like,
Yeah, that does sound
It's
like
not
that's a Big Sean ass line right there.
It's a Big Sean line.
Yeah.
It's Big Sean from Talk Show. Okay, so
Oh, man.
and I feel the same way about you guys. I'm like, you and I.
Well, I mean, I'd have
is in
to
the
I'd have
word
to hear the
business.
rest. That's a good
Yeah.
start. That's a good start though.
All right.
But how would you guys feel about it? Like, rate
I'll say
1 to
like
5.
2.
What are we rating it?
I'll give that a 2.
I give it a 2 to 2.5. Like I give it the half score.
You know, you give that 2.5 mics.
Yeah, I'd say
Yeah, there's a little bit of wordplay right there, but like not really enough to where it's like, like
Yeah.
Cool.
yeah. No,
Kyle, what was yours?
I would have to hear the rest of the bar, but just by itself, I would say same as Brandon, about 2.5. Like it's a good start to something.
And the next line, you probably didn't even catch that, did you?
That makes it a little more.
We caught it.
That makes it kind of corny.
We
But
caught it.
that downgrade.
Yeah, we caught it.
It's like something you need guidance. You got inside our business like you and I is. You didn't even catch that, did you? That's how he's flowing. Cool. Okay. So another you and I one that I wanted to kind of compare the two. This one here, like a job straight out of high school. There's no you and I.
I can give that one a little better.
Mm-hmm.
That one I could give the 3, 2.5, if you want to say it, but 3 probably. Just because you don't say university, but I understand that. But
yeah.
I'd say 2.5 too.
Yep.
It's cool.
It's cool. Yeah.
I think there's nothing crazy. It's Drake on Diplomatic Immunity. The way he was flowing, it was kind of more. It wasn't like a haymaker. It's kind of more like a hook. So like it fits nicely in the bar. Like listening to it, you're like, okay, I like it. But it's not. But comparatively to the Big Sean line, like Drake, he ended like his last 4 of it was like a job straight out of high school. There's no you and I, but he dropped into the next line. Like he didn't even catch that, did you? No, we caught it. We get it. We get it. We get it.
I feel like I need
Not that complex.
I feel like I need 4 bars at least with these. I thought we were doing like.
You want 4 bars? I was saying I have more with 4 bars.
Okay,
but I was just saying those ones.
Okay, so you went lines. Okay, so you got more. All right. I thought we were just doing. Right.
Yeah, no, I got more. I did like there's just certain ones that were like one-liners that was kind of the one-liner. There wasn't too much around it.
Gotcha.
But like I'll have more.
Yeah, those are cool.
So okay, so I'm gonna go with another one that I'm a fan of. She says she's 21. I might have to ID that. All these women come in pairs like balls in my nutsack.
Oh, I know that song.
Yeah, that's from something. Oh, is that
Shazam it, BP.
Is that some I Spy? Is that Yachty?
With my little eye, it is.
I mean, that's a terrible line.
That's a Kyle record.
Yeah, no,
I remember watching him on
wow.
City in a hatchback, looking for a song with my young goblin. Yeah. So how do we feel about the Yachty line?
Fuck, I can hear it in my head now.
right?
Damn.
Yeah, that was back when Yachty was super ass too.
Yeah, that doesn't even like rhyme. So like that's a 1. That's a
I might have to ID that.
All these women come with pairs of balls in the nutsack. I remember
definitely
riding
one.
in the city with it.
Yeah, that's a 0.75.
yeah.
Okay.
It's conceptual, at least, I guess.
Yeah.
It's one way to call it.
At least she's not on no diddler shit. She's 21. I mean, you know.
And I'm gonna give him 1 because he's
young.
IDing it. He's
All right.
IDing it.
I'm
giving him a
16 then.
I'll give it a 1.
I'll give it a 1. He's
16.
IDing the fact that she's 21. He's got to look before he's doing everything. Like it's like 21. We can drink.
Hey, yo, let me see your
Now I
state
could be a
identification
savage.
card real quick.
Like
Do you have your
21,
birth
I could be a
certificate on you by chance? By chance?
Does your social say that?
Like,
Well, I'll be damned. You're 21.
That's funny.
Josh Giddey got a listen.
cut the malarkey. You're 21? No way.
Josh Giddey got to live by that shit.
Golly gee, you 21? You don't say.
Okay. Okay, so this one you guys will definitely know just off of the instant hear of it. But Kendrick just opened his mouth. Someone get him a Grammy right now. Where's your uncle at? Because I'm trying to talk to the man of the house. How we feel about that?
3.
That one, if you really understood it, that was kind of like a good 3.5, 4 bar.
I got like a 4.
Yeah, I'd give it a 3.5.
You, Kyle?
Yeah, I would say 3. I mean, Drake was doing his thing on that whole entire song. we just know what happened.
Yeah.
25 minutes after that. But yeah, no, Drake was doing his thing, especially that second verse over the drill beat. Some of the best Drake's
Good
rap
Kid,
in
Mad
years.
City, Van Will, Pop the Latch and Let the Door Slap. That whole flow pocket was crazy. But for people who don't know, Auntie Diaries, Kendrick Lamar, his uncle's a man now. My auntie's a man now, so obviously man of the house, yeah. That's why that makes that line harder than it.
Yeah. Well, you researched. You did something there.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, I mean, that was just, I know you guys know, but I'm just saying there are people who are probably listening to this and like, what is that?
No, I'm saying Drake.
Yeah, Drake, absolutely.
Did something there. Like,
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So this one you guys know for sure. Sometimes I feel the music is the only medicine, so we cook it, cut it, master it, bag it, sell it. The fiends cop it. Nowadays they can tell it. If that good, we ain't sure, man. Put that CD on their tongue, man. That's pure, man. It's that crack music. That straight black music.
That's Kanye and Game.
Either, too.
That's
To me, that's
makes that hard. The scheme makes it hard more than the bar.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have to have the whole thing. So and then the fact that it's that crack music, obviously crack, but the fiends cop it nowadays. They can like, I love that from Kanye. That to me, that's like a 4.5 roughly.
No, I was definitely 4 up, especially at the time when he did it. At the time,
that's
because that's like 05-ish, 06-ish, roughly around there. So that's late registration.
Yeah, late registration.
Yeah. Kyle, what are your thoughts on it?
That's a solid 4. I mean, that's lyricism from Kanye. You know what I mean? You either Kanye. It seems like there's no in between. It's either like super braggadocious, like the Bleach line from fucking part one, right? Like we were talking about that last time. Like it's either ridiculous, it's either super braggadocious, or it's lyrical. Like it seems like those are his 3 main pockets right there. So that's like his most. That's probably his most lyrical album as far as like, being a rapper. I mean, Graduation, he was rapping, but like Late Registration, he was more on his like, that's when Consequence and Rhyme Fest were around. I think Nas is on that album. So that's more like his hip hop, along with College Dropout, obviously. But I feel like that's his most like lyricist type album.
Yeah, you might have a good take with that one. I would have to listen to both those albums back to back now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I personally like Late Registration more than College Dropout, but I think obviously both are great, of course. But I'm a little bit bigger of a fan than.
Yeah, I think you have to. It just had too many hits up there, classic hits. And
Touch
then
the
like,
Sky, that was really.
Yeah, like you said, Kyle. It sounds like you're either gonna get one or this other way of Kanye. So you're either gonna get Kanye in the studio with Sci-Hi, or you're gonna get him in the studio with Pusha T. So.
Yeah.
That's what it sounded like, man.
Okay. I got tell my mom I love her if I do not make it. Got so many chains they call me Channing Tatum.
Oh God, Drake.
They do.
That one. That's a 1.
What is that? That's pop style.
Yeah.
That's a -2. That is one of the worst bars that I've ever heard.
Got so many chains they call me Channing Tatum.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
I mean, come on, that's a typical rap bar, like beginning to a bar. I got so many chains. You can end that anywhere, and you can end it. He could have said something like basic, where like we just kind of like we just move on from it. You know what I mean? There's plenty of bars like that in rap. There's plenty of
I
rhymes
got so
like
many
that.
chains, hard for my neck to like
And
it's
he-
hard
yeah,
for my head.
and he
Instead, you go chaining Tatum.
Got so many
bro,
chains they
what
call me Channing
what
Tatum.
are you doing?
You had to go with
Finish
like
what-
Chaining Day or something like.
Yeah, exactly. Like anything. Yeah, I'm gonna give
You
that.
literally
I'm
could
not
have
gonna-
went.
I'm not gonna lie. The first time I heard that song back in 2016, I turned that shit off after that. I said, "Ain't no fucking way he just said that."
I skipped that song so fast. As soon as I heard
Boy,
the
ain't no
beat.
way, boy. Yeah, no, I would give that
Drop
a
that
point.
school,
That's a
now we done
0.75.
rich.
That's a 0.75.
Yeah. I know the words though.
That's being nice.
See, I
That's
couldn't
being
even tell
nice.
you
That's
that.
probably a 0.5.
Yeah.
Oh, where do I want to go next? Oh man.
You gotta hit somebody with some battle bars after that one.
Right.
Man. I need
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, I have them.
After that bullshit.
Okay. I was up in the hotel loading rounds for cousin, big rounds and stuff, and they say ill in the lobby. I grabbed the nose run and I'm coming down with something.
I thought Keenan was gonna read these rhymes. Keenan's rapping these rhymes.
I thought he was
Trying to like
Sorry, that one I had to.
Yeah, Keenan about to pop off.
lyrical miracle.
That's
He
rum,
wrote that one himself.
rum Nitty versus Ill Will.
Keenan thought he was in the booth.
For me, that's a 5 out of 5. Obviously, his name's Ill Will. It's a ill in the lobby. I grabbed the nose running. I'm coming down with something, but obviously nose running, coming down with something. To me, that's 5 out of 5. That put the battle rap game in a frenzy. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, that one's a 4. That's a 4.5 for me for sure. Just
I give
scheme
that a
wise, and the way
5.
he led into it. The way he led into it is crazy.
And he
Triple
was so.
entendre.
And he was cooked. So the first round, he was on one. And then this was the second bar of the second round. He hit with a nice jab, and then he hit this haymaker. So like when you're watching it, you're already like, oh, what is he gonna say next? And then he hits you with that, and you're like, golly, like this man Rum Nitty is crazy. Kyle, what are your thoughts?
I'm gonna give that a 4. Strictly because
4.
like I heard it, but like you rapped it, so I didn't really get to digest it. So I'll give that a 4. From what I heard, that shit was dope. The triple entendres and all that. You said the nose.
I can read it again if you
Let's
want.
hear it. Yeah, give me that. So I can give it a more concise, concrete rating.
I was up in the hotel, loading rounds for cousin.
Okay.
Big rounds I'm stuffing. They say ill in the lobby. I grab the nose running. I'm coming down with something.
That's tough. Yeah, I'll stick with my 4. That's tough.
Yeah, that's hard.
It's
You know
crazy.
what I'm saying? The concept was crazy.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I had
The
to.
scheme is fine.
He said to go with the battle bar. I wrote down a few because I'm obviously a battle rap fan. All right, so next one we'll go. Flow like Poseidon. They so excited when Zeus come. Rappers bite it like Trident. I never chew gum.
That's a 3.
Nah, that was hard. I ain't even gonna lie. I really want to give it a 5. I still wouldn't give him like a mind blower.
Was that a battle rapper or was that a rapper?
Lyrically, that's
That's Sahad the Prince on a Funk Flex freestyle.
Yeah, that's why
I can see that being side.
I was like,
Said like they're chewing on Trident.
yeah, like
To me, that's a 4.5.
Poseidon and Zeus, so you go with the actual Greek gods mythology,
And then the Trident is what Poseidon holds, and then this is 4 out of 5 with me. I think it's Sci-Hi's smart, so I think this is what he meant too. Rappers bite it like Trident and never chew gum. Obviously, Trident's a brand of gum, but like gum, grammar usage mechanics from English. So that that
so
computed.
Smart, you might be right about that.
So like when I heard that instantly, I was like, he didn't like, and so. To me, that was like a 4.5 because I thought that chew gum part was like I don't chew anyone's. Basically, I don't bite off anyone's grammar usage or mechanics. Because
if it's a 5 off rip. If he really
like,
did that, if he come out and say that, it's a 5
That's
off rip.
some
The next line's pen my own raps. I don't even have to write it. That's why I deliver like hepatitis C. That's the next lines after that. But like, so that because I thought that's what if he didn't mean that, then I'm giving it a 4. If he meant that, that's a 4.5 because I thought that was fire. If like Trident, but going back to that, and Sahai's that kind of guy to where those raps actually compute like that in his head.
Yeah, for sure.
What we got next?
Alrighty. Oh man. So we are going to go with shout out Danny. Hopefully she's listening so she hears this. One of the most talked about lines in my whole house. Monte Carlo parked, bumping Bizarre's demo, getting head in the bucket, marshmallow.
Is that an Eminem line?
Oh man,
That is an Eminem line from those kind of nights.
Exactly what you're talking about.
From what? What song is it?
When they dropped that junk was all right.
Those kind of nights. It's a song I think off Music to Be Murdered By, featuring Ed Sheeran.
That one was like a 3.5, but it's only it's only because it's Marsh.
I'll give it a
Because
2.5.
Marshmallow.
Hate it. I hate that line with a passion.
That's like a 2, honestly.
You guys are nicer than me. I don't know why. For that some reason, that line I hate.
I got a lot of thoughts about this M album that we can talk about after too. By the way, I gave that a thorough listen.
That's just corny. That just sounds so corny.
That's
It's
the problem with it.
It's so in your face. It's like
it's witty, but like it's just
it's 20 years too late.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, like
It's dated. You do.
I understand where you're going with that because Marshmallow got fucking bucket on it. He's got the white bucket on his head. Like, come on, man. Like,
I feel
It's
like
the
this is
proof
Monday
in it,
Night
but it's the
Football.
proof.
Come on, man.
It's the proof reference, the way he flowed it, and then obviously his name Marsh, and then like y'all said, Marshmallow.
No,
artist. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like there's.
I get
That's why I
it.
said 3.5.
I get it. I just
Marshmallow.
hate it. I personally have a vendetta.
Hey, it was better. It was better than Channing Tatum.
Just don't
He's
like
a bad
it.
taste. Like,
Better than Channing Tatum.
it's a roasted marshmallow.
You're right. It's not Channing Tatum. It's
It's
not.
not-
no, it's not Channing Tatum. Yeah.
Better than that.
Oh God.
Shout out to Channing Tatum though. Like step up was straight.
Step up to the street.
Oh, Channing.
Okay.
And Coach Carter too, right?
Um,
Wasn't he in Coach Carter?
Go
All
on.
right. It's not really important, but I was saying wasn't Channing Tatum in Coach Carter back in the day as well?
Yeah.
Because he was saying step up to the street.
Yes.
So he had like all the black teenage movies on lock, I guess, back in the day, back in the mid 2000s.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Okay. We finally
We got
heard
that.
what you
We got
guys
that. We
said. I'm
unearthed
glad
that. All right.
Third time's a charm.
Third time
Yeah, I
is
guess
the
so.
charm.
I guess so.
Alrighty. Alrighty. Baddest women promoting. She put that thong on my groin, and then it go boing. Got my frontier on her bumper. Does it look like she's towing?
0.
Yeah, get that
Zero.
shit out of here.
0.
Yeah.
0.
That might go with the Lil Yachty part. That's it.
Can we guess who said
That's
it?
Sean.
Oh, we know who said it.
Yeah, just making sure. She put that
That's one
thong
of- that's
on
one
my
of his
groin,
worst
and then it go boing.
That's one of his worst.
So bad.
That, like, if you don't know, like, if you're not fin, there's two artists that you can say for that: Sean or Lil Wayne. Because that also sounds like a Lil Wayne ass bar right there.
There
I
was
would
like-
think that more Nicki than Wayne, but I feel you.
I put that thong on his groin, and then it go boing.
That's like
You got to do the Rogan voice at the Boing though.
I put that thong on that boing, and then it go Nikki.
Sean's got, Big Sean's got some bad ones. Like what's the one on that Logic song? He goes, "She doing tricks with her pussy. I guess she's a magician." Like that's terrible.
Yeah.
That's
She
one of
doing
the
tricks
worst
with her.
parts.
Yeah, I guess you.
ever. That's one of the worst parts.
Yeah,
The thing with
like,
his
bruh.
lines is like he thinks they're fire, and like because after that magician line, he like there's a pause. Like it's like a 2-second pause. Like you got to sink in. Like what I just.
He's
said.
like, "Hey, you heard that?
Y'all heard that?
You want to hear the like nah.
Oh.
They know."
Hey!
He had a fire
Kyle,
freestyle
you'll
this
remember
past
this
week too. Like he had a really good freestyle. I think it was on the radar, right? Like, he
Yes,
killed
he
that.
had a good freestyle on the road. He
Like he can rap and then
he
he'll
had a
do
good
some shit
freestyle.
like that. It's I don't get it. Fab's kind of got it like that too.
Y'all
Fab's-
hear him sample the Lemonade, Joe? The Gucci Man Lemonade?
Oh, yeah.
His whole album got leaked.
Yeah.
It was like, damn.
Kanye's team.
Kyle,
got
you'll
leaked.
remember too because he mentioned Lil Wayne. There was that phase where people were like making fun of Lil Wayne, and the one I remember the most, which had a baby on the stairs, call it my stepchild.
Your money! And then it was just, that was
Like,
divine.
Yeah, the
Had a
vines.
baby on the
Rap like
stairs,
Lil Wayne
call it my
vines.
stepchild.
Yeah,
Wayne
the
had a
Wayne
2 or 3 year
vines.
run. Wayne had a 2 or 3 year
That-
run where it was
that
like he physically forgot how to rap, and then I think that's maybe when he gave up lean. I don't know, but then like 2015 on, it
T-shirt,
just came back.
Talk second,
Take a skeet first.
and get your girl a jump off. I hope she lands.
Hope she lands. She gave me brain research, and I prefer
reefer. Am I homie still?
Listen, y'all not gonna
Oh
I'm
my
sitting there
God.
like, bro, what are your homies still doing? Like, what are they doing? Like, I'm still waiting for you to tell me 10 years later.
Ken, I'm not gonna lie.
My homie still running.
Ken, I'm not gonna lie. Had you just not mentioned that song, I never would have remembered that was a Lil Wayne song. I never would have remembered.
Listen,
Not one.
Him and Sean Don.
Big Sean, boy, this is what I do.
I had a phone in jail. Call it cell phone. All right. Y'all not gonna talk about my nigga like that.
Had a phone in jail.
Call it cell
Wheezy F baby and the F is for phenomenal.
Oh my God.
That was the worst one he ever did.
That song's full of
and it's
ass.
low key fire, but it was just
That song's full of ass.
He fucked it up.
I mean, well, see, he already said fantastic. You know, you can't put fantastic back out there.
Yeah.
You know, so
He said every F word I think that was imaginable. Fresh.
Wheezy F baby and the F ain't for flawed. He's literally used every
F
word.
baby and the F is for fornicate. Hey, man.
Oh man.
Whatever.
All right.
He still said some ill shit though, along the way though. He said, "Pop some pills that make me sleepy. Hoes creepy in my TV. I hope that pussy tastes like kiwi. Hope it doesn't get the heated. Hope it not gonna get a freebie. That shit is gonna go crazy. Really nice, bro.
Oh man, this is fun. Alrighty. So next one I'm going to do is everyone a stepper till a stepper come and steps to you. Shots fly. I'ma miss everybody except for you. Trapping off that Applejack foam will be the death of you. No cereal. 16 scratching arms. That's a bad case of eczema.
I like the flow.
You tried. I like the 3-5. I really like 3-5. Just because you tried, you did different schemes along the way.
yeah,
I'll give that a solid 3.
It was cohesive.
yeah, I give it 3.5.
So I give it a 3.5. I obviously know all of the like lines prior and afterward. I wasn't gonna read off like a whole paragraph, but it's Sue Surf versus Calico. For a while he's kind of on that stepper kind of rhyme. It's like Ben had classics over the net, Federer, shoot through the crowd, hit a heckler with a heckler, everybody step until a stepper coming. Like the way he raps it makes the line even harder. Like obviously if you guys were to hear it, you'd be like, oh, okay. Obviously you're just reading the line or listening to the line and then rating it there. But the way he flows through that whole entire pocket makes that fire. So I'd have a 3.5, 4 there, but 16 scratch, and obviously no cereal after talking Applejack, 16 scratching arms, bad case of eczema, it's fire. But
that's when the crowd was like, "Oh,
yeah, no," and that's where the crowd went nuts because
I remember the battle.
I was to say, when you have that, you kept building and building, then you get that payoff, and then it can only be a hook, but you're just ready to react. You're like, "Oh my god, hey, he's rapping, boys! He's spitting bars, boys!
Don DeMarco.
Get him, Surf!" And then it's hard to not react when you have Tay-Rock in the back screaming, "Hey!" So, like he just the best hype man of your life is Tay-Rock. Yeah. But next one. Get close enough that I could kiss him. Since he's pessimistic, I ain't run into my optimism.
That was before everybody started using optimistic for all the op bars too. At the time, it was like a good 5, 4, 5.
That was King Los, LA Leakers back like 8 years, 7, 8 years.
Yeah, like he was
like 2015.
That was around 2016-ish, I think. Because he went on the Leakers, he killed it, and then he came back to the Leakers and spit like a 9-minute freestyle.
Smoked that.
It went nuts on the whole thing.
I was like, that's the low side.
I'm gonna give that specific bar a 2. I'm gonna give that a 2.
Before he was King Los.
Okay. The whole freestyle's fire, but that specific bar, okay. Fine with that. And I got 2 more, and then we can move on to what else we got. But so I got these boys PE nuts like they elephants, throw them in the trunk if they hate, though. Branndon, I'm expecting you to know this song. and you might need a little bit more to it, but I can. Brooklyn's the best, and it's best, and it's evident. I got these brothers PE nuts like the elephants. Throw them in the trunk if they hate, though.
I'm gonna give that a 2.
Do we got it?
I'm gonna give that a 2, though. Is that Joey?
I'm thinking.
I can't give you the title of the song. I know the lyrics.
Because when brothers get the clip in, they slip in, they get the clip in, the blood dripping, they got the slip in over the victim, and what's hit them through his spinal.
No, that is Joey Badass.
Yep.
That's,
Oh.
hold on.
Yeah, I'm giving you a second.
Something tactics.
Survival Tactics off of 1999. Him and Capital Steez,
99.
R.I.P. Steez.
Yep.
R.I.P. Steez.
R.I.P.
Yeah, you like the dark skinned Steez, Keenan.
Yeah.
I'm about to put a capital K now. Call you Capital Keys.
Call me Capital Keys is crazy. Call me Capital Keys. I love it.
You got the keys.
I got the
All right,
keys.
JT. Future.
Oh.
Man.
Oh, where is it?
I was going to give you a little bit more of this line, but hold on. After this, though, guys, do you guys want to hop into?
I want to talk Eminem's.
You want to hop into? You want to talk Eminem's? That's right.
Segue from rap to
Okay.
rap.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah,
I'm
give us
straight
the
to
better
it.
Eminem bars.
I'm straight to it. No time to converse. I'll put you in the foot. I'll put you in it. Okay, sorry. Hold on. I'm straight to it. No time to converse. I'll put you in front. If you're trying to find dirt, desert in the old western, like Wyatt or 9 bursts. You said you were going to beat me to death. You're right. He died first.
Oh,
3.5.
I messed up.
what?
I was saying I messed up that, but really the punchline there is, you said he was going to beat me to death. You're right. He died first. There's a difference in how I work.
Nah, the lead up was hard.
Is that a battle
Yeah.
bar?
It was.
No,
I wish I
that's
could have
solid.
done it.
Yeah, I'm giving that a 3.5.
Rum Nitty versus Twerk. Alrighty, that's the end of Rate the Bars. We've got everything from a -2 to about a 5. So I love it. I tried to make sure we got a whole, like, not just so super good or super bad. I wanted to get everything from growing up my
You
boing
got the super
boing.
bad.
Yeah, you got really bad. You got old
I
Channing
got
Tatum
that.
in there.
I got Channing Tatum, and then it go boing.
Boing, boing.
Oh my god.
Like, what? Why? Who listened to that and was like, "Hey, we're gonna clear it"? No, I'm supposed to, like. I get rappers have to think of so much stuff that sometimes they come up with bad things. I get it. It happens. But why aren't
put
we?
that out?
Who is in his corner? Like,
No, the
Sean,
whole team put it out.
we know you can do better than this because we hear you rapping on all these other songs. This is around Finally Famous, Sean, when he's just going on beats and whatever and going.
He's like, y'all don't like
We
Boing
know
Boing?
you can do better.
Say, hey, yo, Sean, this is fire. We're dropping this shit.
Yeah.
Nah, bro.
I just give
That's
them
when-
line after line after line. I'm like barcode, blackout in the booth. Like you give him that, and then we're going boing boing.
Boing.
No, Sean Napala. What are we doing? No.
What are we doing?
Put her hands down my pants. Now she rocking Sean John. All right, sorry, Kyle, you're good to
Oh
go.
my god. At least that one was good though.
No, that one wasn't bad.
Yeah, that
Like
one's
those
fine,
ones, you're
at
like,
least.
that,
You can at least be like,
no, that
okay.
one's fine. That one's perfectly fine.
I wouldn't say perfectly fine.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, he ain't going boing boing.
Yeah, right. It's a step
Right.
up. It's a step up.
Like, that's some kindergarten ass shit right
Let's just
there.
say that's when
Exactly.
like Road Runner's running and then he comes to a stop and you just boing. Like that's like, okay, Road Runner game.
Yo.
All right, Kyle.
Yeah.
You
So
go.
this Eminem album, Death of Slim Shady.
Yeah.
We talked about it a little bit the last time we all got on. Actually, that was after the release, I believe, at that point, right? That was last Sunday. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
you guys had listened to it, I think, or skimmed through it. I gave it a full listen sometime this past week, and
Yep.
I've gone back to it a few times. When I was listening to it in order, I can't say this about the last few Eminem albums, though I did like Music to Be Murdered By, but like I was wanting to hear the next track. Duke had told me about this album probably 2 months ago, I would say. You first mentioned it to me. It was a while back when you mentioned it. And I wasn't really looking forward to it. You know what I mean? I was just like, all right. Kind of surprised that Eminem's still releasing albums seemingly like every 2 years, it seems, like at a normal pace, right? And as the week went by last week, I kind of found myself more and more like looking forward to the album, looking forward to Eminem's release. I saw a trailer for the album, and someone had commented, this was on Twitter, that you could pair that trailer up with the Gin and Juice commercial from the Super Bowl with Dre and Snoop. Like it was kind of like a short film almost. And they were saying that between that trailer, the commercial with Dre and Snoop, and the album cover, it was all related. And I'm like, you know what? That's a pretty dope concept if you're putting that much thought into it. You know, if the rollout's starting since February, like, you know, maybe I'll give this album a shot. And between that and the lyrical content and his beat choices, which is a lot of my thing with Eminem, on top of him being, you know, lyrical miracle criminal, that type of shit.
Subliminal in your swimming pool.
Right? It was, in general, it was a fun listen. Like, he was definitely doing, like, you know, like you just did on the Rate the Bars. Like, he was definitely going for his shock value, which is, you know, that's what Slim Shady is. But it wasn't corny. Like, sometimes it was, but there were some times I was just straight up laughing, like, which is what I want from Eminem. And then there was other times where I was surprised by his beat selection. I was talking to Branndon about Fuel. Like, him and JID fucking murdered that. And I forget which track
Yeah,
he
that song is
fire. That's like
probably
already in my
the best
top
song
10
up.
probably for
It's
Eminem
top
songs,
2.
period. Like, that song's ridiculous. That's one of the best songs of the year. I don't have the track list in front of me. Of course, I could look it up, but whatever song comes immediately after
Renaissance
that,
was good too.
whatever song comes immediately after that is a fire ass beat with a fire hook. Like, a lot of songs, like, it's great music all around. On top of him sticking to the Shady stick, on top of it being a conceptual album that's meant to be listened to, tracks 1 through whatever. He did a great job. That's one of the best projects I've heard this year. I was pleasantly surprised. So shouts to Eminem. And it's crazy to me, Keenan, like, he still puts up like fucking Drake numbers. This dude's 50, 49 or 50, and he's still like getting all kinds of downloads, all kinds of streams. That's wild to me. And, you know, I've heard it more over the last 2 or 3 years where people really try to shit on his career. And it's easy because, again, he has put out some whack music over the last 10 years. Don't get me wrong. Like we just said about Wayne. Wayne did too. Wayne had a stretch where it was put out some terrible music. But, you know, you can say whatever you want about him. Like, there's no other white rapper who's had that much success in this genre, in the hip hop genre. You know, you can throw out whatever name you want. No one's had Eminem success. And you can throw out
Not even
It's
close.
actually any rapper has
any
had
rapper.
success for real.
Any rapper. And then if you want to just give me white artists from when he came out, late 90s, 2000s, I mean, you can't tell me of any white artists, pop, rock, otherwise, that are still doing those numbers. So I don't know what it is.
No.
It's still crazy to me that he has that fan base at his age.
There's not
wild.
many white artists that are doing his numbers like currently. I think it's really Taylor Swift, Ariana would be doing those numbers like currently today. Otherwise, other than those
Sheeran,
two, I
maybe.
can't really think. I mean,
Ed
Drake.
Sheeran. Yeah,
Drake. So
And all
other
much
than
younger
Drake being a
artists.
white artist,
All much younger artists than him. It's crazy to me. I can't believe he's still got that following. That dedicated of a following. But
no, he's got himself a following, and he'll forever have himself a following. He's got the I don't listen to rap, but I like Eminem the same way. I always, not in the same exact sense, but I always felt like I don't listen to rock music really, but I like Linkin Park. I feel like Linkin Park was kind of in that like you like and everyone but them, like they almost didn't count just because of like the music that they were putting out was so good. Obviously, they had even the collab with Jay-Z, but like kind of just in that same sense, I've always been like, a lot of people like, yeah, I don't really listen to hip hop all that much, but I do like Eminem. It's like, okay,
That might be true.
makes sense. Typically white people, but like
That might be
no,
true.
but
And that's
still, you still have a huge fan base. It's still credit to him.
That's definitely true,
100%.
but I can't even. Drake's got those type of fans where they're like, I don't like hip hop, but I listen to Drake. I can't picture Drake doing that at 50. Like it's crazy to me that Eminem still like has
Not after this.
that.
Not
dedication
I
to
mean,
listening.
maybe.
I can't either.
I mean, with this beef, maybe not. But I could have. There was a point where he was so untouchable that if he was putting out music, I think he could have. But the thing with
Eminem's the
is,
only one I know. Not to cut you off, Eminem's the only person I know, rapper I know, that's getting those numbers at 50. Nas is putting out that quality. Nas has just as much quality as Eminem, but those numbers, usually 40 is a death sentence in hip hop, and now you're getting to 50. I don't know. I'm shocked. I'm shocked that he's putting up.
Within the last 10 years, that changed too, though.
Oh yeah,
40 used to be like 35 for real.
True.
Like,
no, you're right.
You're
right. You're right.
Like, now look at Nas. Nas dropped some of his best albums, they say, in the last 5 years.
Absolutely.
And he's 50 some change.
Absolutely.
Everybody's waiting for another Jay-Z album. And
I think Drake would be the one who could, and I think he's just got such a following of just like cult stans that will forever love him.
But you're talking another
Doesn't
15
matter.
years. Drake's 35 right now.
Switch genre. If you just
because I'm just thinking about it too. Like in 15 years, but I mean, I'm gonna be 15 years. I'll be 42, and I'm still gonna be like, Drake's putting out something. I gotta listen. like I'm still gonna check it out.
That's if
I'm still gonna be like,
yeah.
But that's what if
I'm like,
that's gonna be Drake putting out music with whatever like the sexy red of that generation is too.
With Riley Curry. Nobody got music with Riley Curry or Cannon Curry.
like
Cannon Curry, the rapper.
Cannon Curry is nasty work.
Yeah. I've been Cannon Curry with the pop in the shot, chefing up. Like, whoa.
There's a hard Cannon Curry bar somewhere.
Wilding out with the cannon, no Nick, but my name big. Like,
there's a hard Cannon Curry bar somewhere in there.
Listen, you can flip Nick Cannon, Cannon Curry, Chef Curry. Like you can put it together.
The shot like your pops. That should be crazy. That was a fire.
Shot when you pop, but shot when you pop. Really named Cannon. When you shot when you pop. The guy who like when you repeat the same line 4 times over, just in a different mean.
Yeah.
Shot with the pops. No, really, shot with the pops. Bro, Cannon, I'm shot with the pops. Oh my god.
Like shit.
He's flipped it 4 times. Oh.
What a lyrical disaster.
Bang,
bang, bang.
But to get back to what Kyle was saying with this Eminem album, I've listened to a majority of it. I haven't listened to the whole thing. The only thing with me that I've been saying as of late, because I have been having, shout out to Danny again, we've been having multiple conversations because Eminem is her favorite artist. She loves the album. But we've been sitting down, and I've always been Eminem's beat selection. It always hasn't been a fan for, like, I always haven't been a fan of it. It's hit or miss. And then I don't love him when he's singing on choruses a lot. And I know he strays away from doing more of that on some of this. Like, from what I have heard, I haven't heard the full thing, like, just front to back. But for the songs that I have heard, definitely, like, I know he's rapping on Toby. Obviously, I do
Toby's
like that
hard.
hook. That hook is catchy.
Toby's hard.
I was gonna say, as you said, fuel is gas. Like that song. I was gonna say that song is very good. I really enjoyed that one.
Wrong with you.
You don't like rap, then?
No,
I thought Guilty Conscience 2 was a super cool concept because obviously the original Guilty Conscience, him and Dre going back and forth. But I thought, like, with the death of Slim Shady, you have him today talking to Slim Shady old and how they're going back. I like the way he's kind of pushed that
wish
back
he
and
named
forth.
it differently. I love the song. I just wish he named it something else. Because when you think of Guilty Conscience, like you said, like,
I'm thinking there's.
Yeah, you think-
Yeah,
I'm
it's
thinking
like you think about him and Dre going back and forth.
Exactly.
Because I saw Guilty Conscience, like, because typically I'll listen to an album top to bottom, but this one I actually, like, kind of jumped around a little bit, and when I looked at it, I was like, oh, Guilty Conscience 2? Dre's got to be on it. Because artists do those things where they don't list the features for, like, the first, like, week, and then they'll put the features out because they want people to be surprised. And I was like, Dre must be on this one. Guilty Conscious too. It's like, nope, just him in it. But I thought it was a cool concept, like you're talking. I think it's a cool concept.
Didn't he cry to that Haley song? Like most of the people.
Goosebumps teared up. Goosebumps teared up for sure. Absolutely. As I say, well, she's been a fan forever, so like, it's one of those things to where, like, obviously when you just strip yourself away from and just listening to a song, you're like, oh man, that's actually like a very touching song. But like when you're a fan of somebody for so long and like you feel like every move they make, you make with them. It's like when your team, like obviously like an NFL team, you're like, oh my God. Like Branndon with the Jags, like if the Jags do bad, it's like it hurts his day. And so like when you have artists that are like that with you, like you feel like he's saying this to me too, and like you just get the emotions built up and everything.
Grew up with it. That
like it.
Was like yo, and then what made it dope for me, it didn't sound misplaced if you listen to it in order.
Mm-hmm.
It sounded like one of those songs before the song before it. You needed to go somewhere else just to kind of keep interest, and then you hit them with something so deep and like just it was actually like just a real good ass song. Yeah. But it's dope that, you know, you can still affect people that way. Even just listening to a song like, man, people have videos of it. There's a compilation of people crying.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that to me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
He said, don't do that to me.
Overall, from what I've heard so far, it's better than what he has put out, in my opinion.
Yeah, it definitely is.
I say this, Kamikaze, and what y'all said, Murdered by Music, been his best.
Music to be murdered by, yeah.
Yeah, since,
2000 would have probably Recovery.
Yeah, since Recovery. Absolutely.
Yeah, I was not a fan of Kamikaze.
I think he had some songs on there.
There's some songs.
It had some songs on there, but like Music to be Murdered by was straight to like he had the song with Anderson .Paak on there that was pretty cool.
That was dope.
He had a song with I think Don Toliver on there.
Young M.A.
And then Young M.A. Like there were some good songs on there, but I feel like there was some filler on that. This album, like I do like this album, but like I'm also not like an Eminem stan, and so it's like some of the stuff I think, like Kyle was saying, like some of the shit that he puts out is corny, and like some of the shit he says is corny as fuck, and I'm like, yeah, I'm like, what? Why? Like, dropping shit like that.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
Boing, boing. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah, y'all know what I think of when I heard that? Y'all know the old school, I don't know, I remember being a little kid, memory unlocked and shit.
Bop It?
The old school door stopper things that used to just pull back and be like, bring.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yes. Yes.
Oh.
I was thinking Bop It too. Flick it, blong. Bop it, pass it,
pull it.
Boom.
Y'all are sick.
That really, honestly, that
Bop was sick in the head too. Y'all Y'all was really on some Nickelodeon shit with that game, bro. It was wild.
Pull it.
It kind of was.
Yeah,
then they came out with Bop It Extreme.
Pull, twist it, pull away.
I was about to say something so out of pocket, but
now you gotta say it. Now you gotta say it.
Now we talk about a kid's toy here.
That shit should have said mature.
That shit should have said 18 plus. That bitch over there talking about twist it, suck it, pop it. Like what?
That shit's wild.
Pass it. Why are we passing it?
What?
When did we become polygamous? What am I passing it for?
Get this freaky ass toy out of my house.
For real.
That freak ass toy out of here.
Yeah, toy had to be. You had to give that to an 18-year-old. She had to be.
I was gonna say that really should have been PG-13. Like, what are we doing here? I'm not telling my 6-year-old to flick it. You kidding me? like it. No.
This shit kind of come with a
No,
warning.
Chad. No, Chad. We're not getting you ready for the frat that early. Come on, give me that, please. I'm getting ready for the frat.
Playtime's over with, son.
Son.
Oh, man.
That's funny.
Did you guys see the top 100 ESPN list of this like athlete for the 21st century?
I did, yeah.
Any thoughts? Any
I
standouts?
think I saw like portion.
Let me pull up. You guys talk about it. I'll pull up the list so I can tell Branndon.
I know Phelps was number one.
Yep.
Let's start there. How do we feel about Phelps being number one?
I'm fine with it.
I'm okay with it. Like I think if you're thinking like Olympians in general, I think he's the most prolific male or female Olympian I think ever in U.S. history, regardless of sport or activity or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I mean,
medals ever.
bro's got like close to 30 medals or some shit. Like, so
28.
when I saw that, 28. Okay, so when I saw that, I was like, I'm okay with that. Like, I'm 100% okay with that.
I'm fine with it too. Kyle, how are you feeling on it?
I didn't love it. I get why he was number one, but to me, I mean, if you think about from 2000 to really 2009, Thanksgiving weekend 2009 to be specific, Tiger Woods had shit on lock like nobody has ever in golf. Had, to the point where all four of us know who Tiger Woods is and know how important he is. We're talking about someone who was the second biggest Nike athlete next to MJ. Obviously LeBron's up there too, but Tiger Woods was that important. He was Michael Jordan, Muhammad Ali type important. LeBron, same thing. Like, I would have been okay with LeBron being number one. LeBron's been in our lives every day since, he was drafted in 2004 and really before that, including his high school years. And it's been nonstop ever since. And we're in 2024. And I think, if I remember correctly, Keenan, you got the list in front of you. I think LeBron was 5 and Tom Brady was 4.
No, Braun was over
5,
Brady.
And then Braun's 4.
Yeah, I mean,
Braun was
then
over
you got
Brady.
Messi at 3, and then Serena at 2.
Yeah, I mean, to me, like Tiger and all three of Tiger, Tom, and LeBron, that's got to be top 3 to me in some order. I wouldn't mind having Phelps behind them just because Phelps is, I know he competes, or when he was in his prime and when he was competing, you're competing year round. I understand that, but we only really paid attention to him every 4 years. Whereas Tiger, you want to talk about Serena, you want to talk about Tom Brady, LeBron, they were in our lives daily, weekly. You know what I mean? They were more in the lexicon.
I think it's about the athletic part of it that they really focused on with the athlete.
Right.
Not to cut you off. But
No, yeah.
That's why. So that's why I'm not really mad at it. I understand what you're talking about. You have a great point. It's just like you said with Tiger, you ain't running and stuff. Like, it'd be different if Tiger could win some Olympic gold medals, like if they had that for golf and stuff.
True.
And then with Serena, obviously she best female tennis player ever. Like, for
Definitely.
20 years.
I'll read what it kind of said about it. Voters were instructed to consider only an athlete's performance since 2000 so far. So basically from 2000, just their athletic performance, it seems like, was what they were ranking it upon rather than like, but but naturally you have to kind of put their like global effect on it too, because like that's part of what the athletes have done. Because obviously, say like a 3-1 comeback for LeBron, that's going to have more impact on something than just his 4-1 against the Thunder. Obviously, I know that was his first one, but like the 3-1 has more impact, so you have to weigh that naturally a little bit more.
You got to weigh the losses then too, I guess.
And you got to weigh the losses in too, which is why I have a question for you guys. How did you feel about LeBron being over Brady?
I had a little bit. I think you can justify it, but I do think that Brady should be over Braun because I think Brady, like, if you're looking, and I was never a big fan of Tom Brady, but like if you look at like his whole body of work, I think he's got just a little bit more than LeBron. Like, it might be a smidgen more, but I figured Brady was going to be number one. Like when they started from like 100 to 76, I figured in my mind, I'm like, all right, it's going to be either Brady or Braun. And I'm thinking in my mind, it's going to be one Brady, two Braun.
It's funny because that was their first sentence was the greatest athlete of the 21st century. That's easy. It has to be Tom Brady, the quarterback of the greatest dynasty, blah. And then it's like, except, it's Lionel Messi. And then except, no, it's LeBron, then Serena, and then Roger Federer. Like, so like they started it off instantly with Brady because like when people think it, your thought would go to, because when I first saw the greatest athlete of the 20th century or 21st century, I was like, Brady. And I know that Tiger had like, and I know Tiger's had his run, and like I'm fine with other people, but my first thought was like 7-time Super Bowl champion. We have never seen anything even remotely close to that. Obviously has 3 MVPs, lived in like 10 straight AFC championship games or 8 or 9 straight AFC championship games. Like just like little things like that. You're like, okay, he ran 2 separate dynasties. If you split his career in half, he might be the greatest quarterback of all time in both halves. So it's like, because like you'd have the 3, you'd have the. Yeah, I was gonna say Mahomes would be like, that's the thing with Mahomes. What always gets me. We'll have that in later conversations. Like Mahomes' first half of his career, like Mahomes' part would probably compare to like the last little bit of Brady. Like those will go head to head. You're like, oh wow, the stats are there, the MVPs, the championships, all that stuff. But then that just negates all of Brady's first half. Like, that's just comparing the second half of Brady. You could even argue Mahomes, like, he could be there. And then you're like, oh, yeah, Brady has this other thing where he has 3 Super Bowls, had a 16-0 season, 50 touchdown. And, like, that's just a side piece.
But
I
think that's another thing about it. It's like,
and that's why I like to wait.
With the losses with Brady, it would, or like, okay, like you said, even that first half, people don't consider Brady being the integral part. They put it on the defense and the kicker, and they just say you got the job done type of stuff. But when he did reach his pinnacle, then it's all those extracurricular things that he did do. I think maybe if they'd go undefeated that season and win the chip, then he might have been up there over.
Oh, I think if they win that one game,
Olympics for football either. Like you can't. They given you can see where the leeway go when you got more accolades for being an Olympic winner.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Like I noticed that throughout the list, but I agree with most of y'all takes. Like the first thing I thought about was probably gonna say from 2000 would have been Braun or Brady too. I didn't even think about it until I saw it, and I was like, oh yeah, that's an easy one. And then I was thinking about what's it called? Who used to run track?
Usain.
Usain.
Usain Bolt.
Usain.
He was 9.
Yeah, he was in the top 10, but it was just like fastest man alive. It was crazy. But shout out my man Messi.
One guy,
I was like, word. I'm a big Barcelona fan.
One guy that was on the list for me, and I felt like he was too low. I might be the only person that might think this, but Manny Pacquiao at 71 felt low for me. I feel like he should have been higher. Like Pacquiao at 71, like he's behind Jason Kidd, he's behind Phil Mickelson, he's behind James Harden. Like I have an issue with James Harden being in front of Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah,
I agree with that. To see that. I think if he ended his career where he
John Jones is 66.
I felt like and
he'd be taking PD.
Shohei's 62.
Yeah, Shohei's high.
John Jones is after Shohei.
He was cheating, yo. There's nothing we could do. We got to get
knocked somewhere. Man, I understand Shohei's done a lot in a little bit of time, but like that's my problem. Projection.
That's my problem with top 100 lists is you can kind of put people anywhere. You know, it doesn't really matter almost until the top.
There's some recency bias to that too.
Yeah, because I wasn't happy with Aaron Rodgers' placement at 91. Aaron Rodgers should be way higher than 91. I would say
that was low. That was very low.
I would say Pacquiao stuck out to me because I skimmed through it the other night. Pacquiao, Aaron Rodgers, and then I saw this when it happened. Barry Bonds being at 28. Barry Bonds has to be in the top 25. Absolutely. Since the year 2000,
that's another knock for the steroid.
They explained why they didn't have Barry Bonds there specifically.
They did.
So it's like voters were instructed to consider so far. So for Barry Bonds, he won 7 MVP awards, but only 4 of those came after 2000. He did 307. No, I'm just saying. No, I'm just reading what he said.
I'm responded.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying I agree. I'm just saying what they said. I'm just the messenger. And then it said, as did 317 of his 762 home runs, or Ken Griffey played until 2010, but all of his best seasons came in the 1990s kind of thing. So
They put
also-
Miguel Cabrera over him, and like Miguel Cabrera was a great baseball player. Like I follow baseball, like I keep up with it, but like I would have had Bonds over Miguel Cabrera.
Oh yeah,
That's just me though.
yeah.
Like
I,
that-
That's
I know he's a
knock
Triple
on the
Crown
steroid.
winner, and Miguel was like one of the best hitters of his generation. But like, do they have
Barry Bonds
Pujols
had
over
everybody watching
Cabrera?
TV.
I didn't see. They have to,
Um,
right?
Waiting
Pujols
for the home run. Barry Bonds.
They got Mike
everybody
Trout at
watching.
30. They've got
That's high.
Trout at 30.
Trout at 30 is
he's
high.
over him.
He's-
That's
is-
very high.
He's the first baseball player we think of the 2000s. Like all of
Mike
that,
Trout?
Mike Trout.
because I think he's the highest, isn't
Yeah.
he?
I think
So he's
Now
the
Pujols is at 24.
okay.
I think Bonds was in between
Woo.
them.
Pujols is 24.
I think Bonds was at
Okay.
28, right?
I-
Is Trout ahead of Bonds?
No, 38.
He's at 38.
Trout's ahead of Bonds.
That's
yeah.
ridiculous. That's
Yeah.
ridiculous. Trout ain't even been to the
I'm
playoffs.
not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Trout ain't even been to the playoffs.
It's because of the steroid era, yo.
That's still.
I want to
that's
shout
high.
out, give the WNBA love.
PEDs knocked this list all the way down for a lot of people.
I don't think you can have Maya Moore at like in the 40s and Asia Wilson at 91. I think that if you're gonna have like Jokic, I mean, not saying that like she should be on the same level as Jokic, but like when we're comparing careers in the short amount of time, she's done plenty. So if we're just rating it off athletics, she already has a statue outside of South Carolina. She's not even 30.
Like
So like if we're doing that, like I think 90, I think down there is too low. If we're gonna have, because I'm kind of not saying she needs to be top 20 by any means, especially because she has a lot more career to go. But like
I
don't
that's
know.
why.
I don't know if Shohei should be 30 above her. That's
Shohei's way too high.
That's
Like
just me.
I get it. Shohei's great. Like I think besides Babe Ruth, like he's one of the only two-way players ever. Like I get what he does, but like that's way too high for him to be on that list, right?
It's hard because like that, like there you're talking projection.
He's still young.
Because like if he ends his, because like if you end his career today, he's one of the most talented players we've ever seen, no argument. But he's not one of the. But his resume doesn't say he's one of the best. We've seen plenty of resumes like his. Plus, like I understand he has the pitching plus the hitting, so technically we haven't. But we've seen resumes with many more accolades on them. So we can't just. So we clearly with him, there's a little bit of projection. But I use Asia Wilson in that sense because like.
Where's her projection?
Obviously, we're judging of her, but like her projection, she's like one of the favorites
He's
to three-peat.
65.
She's already across the entire WNBA. She's already won the MVP, like literally, and it's like six. Like it's she's just the question is she going to be unanimous? She's already won the MVP. So
Yeah,
like
that's
little things like that, it's like okay. And I get that I'm talking WNBA and blah, 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 whatever. But obviously, if Serena's 2 on the list and women semi-matter, Simone Biles is 7. So, I mean, women got to matter a little bit. So, I just think that she was a little low when we're talking that. But overall,
And I
it's
think
so
team
hard
sports
because
have
these
been
lists
going
are
against this
subjective.
list too.
I had a
team
problem with
sports
KD
have
being
been-
over Dirk too. I had a big problem with KD being over Dirk. Dirk should have been over KD, but that's just me.
Yeah, because I don't hate that. I don't hate it.
I can't do that because, like I said, one, the team aspect of it hinders, individual athletes. So, like the Serenas, the Tiger Woods, they got a little more perks on that. And then, like I was saying, it also comes with Olympians. Dirk ain't never get a gold medal, I don't think.
Oh, Peyton
KD
Manning
got,
might be
2,
low.
3.
Peyton Manning's definitely.
26?
Yeah, Peyton Manning.
Manning's disrespectful.
Peyton Manning's behind
That's-
KG?
Exactly.
That's
Exactly. Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning's
Manning's automatic.
arguably the second greatest quarterback ever.
That's my.
He's got the
that's
greatest
my
quarterback mind ever.
That's my thing with this is like Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers got to be in the top 50 regardless, and Peyton Manning's got to be
absolutely.
top 25, right? And then the basketball didn't make sense because KG, Dirk, and KD, they're all kind of in the same class. Like you could all put them wherever, and KG's ahead of Peyton Manning.
Mhm.
Tim Duncan, I'm assuming, is ahead of KG somewhere.
Yes,
He must be
Tim
in the top
Duncan
15.
16, Shaq 17, and Curry's 14.
And then,
Yeah,
and
that
Kobe's
was
at
nuts.
10. So, like, they got those right. KG's too high. I love KG, but KG's too high. Peyton Manning's got to be top 25. But my thing with this is
yeah.
if I would have just asked y'all this question before this list came out and I said, hey, guys, who is who's the top 5 athletes of, year 2000 on, I don't think any one of us would have had LeBron outside of the top 3. LeBron being outside of the top 3 and Tom Brady being outside of the top 3 is insane. I don't think your average person saying Michael Phelps either. I get it with Michael Phelps. I think he should be top 10 for sure. But saying he's ahead of Bron, who, like...
I think we all probably would have had Tiger, Bron, and Brady.
I would have had those 3 easy. I would have had Serena. I would have had Serena. Because I think she's got to be, like, if you're having a Mount Rushmore and like of inclusion, I think she's got to be on it because of what she's
Serena's got to be on there.
So those 4 would have been there, and then the 5th one would have been between probably Messi, Phelps.
Yeah, I would have had to look at it.
I probably would have thrown Messi at my 5.
Probably Messi.
Somewhere.
And Messi's got a real case for 1 because I don't think anybody has the resume he does overall.
His resume,
especially after the World Cup finally.
Exactly. Like he's done it all.
So like my 5 probably kind of, now that you're thinking about, like, it's hard because like it's the gold medals and obviously the Olympic, it's the grand of all of everything.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the best of everybody.
It's the best of the best. It's the entire world going back and forth, and you've medaled the most out of anything. But like when I think instantly, it would have been no order. Would have been Brady, Bron, Serena, Messi, and then the 5th one that I'm now forgetting. Tiger, thank you. Yeah, those probably would have been the 5, because when I just think of athletics, I'm like, who shook up the world? Like, literally shook up. Like, Brady is like, okay, like, he shook up the entire NFL game, and that's the most popular sport, obviously, in America, probably second to soccer in the world. You got LeBron James, easily the most influential. I mean, easily the most influential because Kobe's technically there, but like easily the best player over this time is LeBron James for sure. In everything that he's done, 40,000 points, obviously the 4 championships, 3-1 comeback, 4 MVPs in 5 years, all of that. You've got Tiger, as Kyle said, 2010s had the entire golf game on lock, especially the early 2000s rather. Yeah, like the early 2000s, especially the 20s, like had everything.
You still see putts from like 20 years ago from Tiger, like the putt where he's 70.
Like,
like
the fist bump is like his thing. That's
him and Jordan. You know what this is.
Now Trump's the 3rd now with the fist bump.
Yeah, it's hard.
No. He did this. He did that. No.
It's hard when you think of someone like, man, I don't watch golf ever, but I'll tune into a Tiger match. Like little things like that. Like I don't watch golf, but I'll tune into Tiger.
Yeah,
today, people tune into Tiger today. People were like, okay, can he still compete? Like, can he at least make the cut? Like people are asking that today, and this obviously way past his prime.
You guys obviously know,
Tiger's down 3 strokes on the 17th hole. Like everybody's too.
Now imagine if Tiger would have never had the car accidents and because let's be honest,
huge what if.
A lot of Tiger stuff was self-inflicted.
Yes.
A lot of it was.
Yes.
So if we want to sit here and say, okay, what if none of that ever happened? I mean,
he'd be holding it. He'd be holding it. Just be holding it. It'd be right there. There'd be no question. It'd be that.
Just would have won the Masters again right now.
Yeah.
For real.
Only argument would have been if Brady completes the undefeated season, because then he's 8-2, and then he's like, yeah. And then to be quite honest with you, probably like obviously it doesn't work out the same way. But if he beats the Giants the first time, probably beats them the second time. Like obviously how it worked out is how it worked out. Kyle, you were about to ask something, and then we went on a little rant.
I was just about to say, like how Trump, when he was president, like it was an everyday circus type of thing. Like we're obviously familiar with that. We all live in this time. When Tiger got in his incident, Thanksgiving 2009, I would say for literally the next year, day to day, it was an ongoing thing. It was like the Trump circus. Like that was a huge deal. Like that would never happen. Yeah. Even today with Scottie Scheffler, all he's doing with golf, like he's on probably the closest thing to a Tiger-like run that we've seen, right? And if he went through that,
yeah, Scottie Scheffler. Yeah.
We're not even talking about his incident, Kyle. To just bolster your point, we're not talking about his police incident still.
Right, it came and went.
Scandals.
That came and went in a couple weeks. If that was Tiger, we'd still be mentioning it. Brady, we talked about Deflategate for years.
Yeah. No,
Tiger was
for betting.
Tiger
was
his
massive.
manager for betting. That jump kind of flew underneath the radar real quick.
The whole Tiger thing with his wife or whoever it was, the white girl that he was with. That whole thing, you heard about that for years. Years.
Yes.
It never went away.
We're like, he can't even play because there's so much stuff going on mentally.
Yes.
Yeah, he was never the same after that. Never the same.
And I think that was before the accident, or no?
No.
That was before. I mean, there were technically 2 accidents because the whole wife thing stemmed from an accident. 'Cause she was chasing him down. Shorty had the golf club or the baseball bat or whatever. And then he had another accident a few years ago. One thing I think about this top 100 that kind of stuck out to me, actually, I think. So we know ESPN's like king of the fucking take culture now. Like that's all they do is like they just want to run with the internet. They want to own the internet, right? They kept it kind of safe by having Phelps number 1. I feel like they put LeBron or Serena or Tom Brady even. I feel like you get legit pushback from everybody. You put Phelps at number 1, especially in an American market. Everyone kind of be like, okay, yeah, he was the greatest Olympian ever
in an Olympic year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's weird that they
because everyone's right now. Everyone's thinking right this moment. What are we thinking about? Oh, USA, South Sudan, Olympics. Obviously, WNBA versus the Olympic team. Like we're thinking Olympics right now, and you're like, okay, greatest Olympian ever. Let's put him number 1 on this list. Be easy about it. So absolutely,
nobody can really argue it, but they.
I agree, Kyle. That's. You would expect someone else to be there, but they really did give credit to the Olympians. I mean, you had Katie Ledecky, top 15. I mean, she deserved. I mean, she's been phenomenal. But obviously, Simone Biles is top 7. So, absolutely,
she might be top 5. I ain't even gonna hold y'all.
Also, last thing, I'm actually one thing I want to say before we move on or done, whatever. I'm kind of shocked that they had Tim Duncan over Shaq.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a shocker.
Just I have Tim Duncan over Shaq, in all time, whatever, it's fine. But they would be 4 championships to 4 championships because obviously Tim Duncan's first did not happen in the 21st century. So it'd be 4 to 4 championships, 2 to 1 MVP, whatever. But obviously, but then also you have to take some of Shaq's career out of it because you don't have the Magic stint. But at the same, I'm just kind of shocked just off of name alone. You kind of would feel that Shaq
during that year anyway. So it don't
he didn't win.
He
but
didn't get no MVPs or nothing during that time. Anyway.
No, I was gonna say the statistics. I mean, but really, what you remember Shaq for is that first three-peat, or the only three-peat, I should say. I said first three-peat like it's Mike, but but yeah, no, I'm just kind of shocked that they had that there, and then I was shocked that they had Curry above both of them. But that kind of that. I was gonna say that kind of makes a little bit of sense, but I was kind of shocked because I'd be interesting to see if you put out an all-time list if you have Steph over Tim Duncan now if they just did basketball.
Where was Iverson?
Because
you probably wouldn't.
I mean, he's the best shooter, and Steph did it when Tim Duncan. He did it kind of. He was the man on 1 or 2 of those years, but he was mostly just playing his role throughout the rest of those other wins. But he had the longevity. That's the thing. His longevity outweighs Shaq. That's why I could see that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then he beat the Heatles. So once you beat LeBron and shit, obviously you got to.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Ooh, Ray Lewis at 61 feels a little low to me too.
I thought that.
Yeah, I would have had Ray Lewis higher.
Yeah, JJ Watt should not be over Ray Lewis. I'm sorry, I get JJ, but I don't think he should be over Ray. I just think also what Ray kind of meant, Ray had the middle of the field on lock for.
Talk about the fact Kyle just started grubbing is mad funny to me right now. Let me look over. Where did you get that?
I've been eating it throughout the episode.
No, he has been.
Not peeped that shit one time.
Kyle, I didn't see AI's name on here.
I was like, did he just AI some food?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Right. Siri, bring me the fruit. Alexa, bring me the fruit. Make it appear.
Yeah, that's funny. But no, I agree with y'all, man. I think Aaron Donald should be up there more too. To be honest with y'all, we're talking football.
So Iverson's not even on the list.
That's crazy.
But that's why I say you get a knock for team sports. It seems like on this list, you get a little knock if you're on a team sport because you need other people to also make you great.
Yeah.
Rather than the Olympians and single, athletes like Serena and stuff.
Yeah, I also just want to say one last thing. Shout out to Lewis Hamilton auto racing being in the top 20. Have no idea who you are, but shout out to you being in the top 20 for auto racing.
Yeah, that was
F1.
I know a little bit. Like, I don't know a whole lot. I think he does like F1 or something.
Yeah, I want to
Yeah.
say that's what it was.
Yeah, he does F1.
He ran it for like I don't know,
7-time F1 champion. He looks like he ran the game for a minute.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of shocked that did I not see kind of rambling. I thought I would have seen more like anyone in NASCAR. Or did I? Oh, I did.
I think it was just like Jimmy Johnson.
I saw
or
Jimmy
something.
Johnson.
Yeah, no, Jimmy Johnson
Jeff
would. I
Gordon,
think Jimmy
so.
Johnson was, but Jimmy Johnson deserved it. He was like running NASCAR for a little bit.
Yeah,
he
from
was
like 08 when Jeff Gordon was on the out, Jimmy came all the way up.
he was running things.
Like 08 to like 18.
Duke, why do you know that? I'm wondering why you know. Like you.
Because
That was like real knowledge. Of
Duke's an
NASCAR.
avid
Sports,
NASCAR
man.
fan.
first of
Real
all, I've been
sports,
watching NASCAR since I was a kid. I love Jeff Gordon since I was like
Hey.
second grade, third grade.
Hey,
But
love
also
sports,
bet on
man.
it all the time. So come on, Daytona. Bang!
Yeah, give him.
That's it. Come on, Daytona.
Dale Jr.
Hey.
snubbed. Dale Jr. snubbed.
Dale Jr. don't deserve it. Nigga won the Daytona, I think, once.
Yeah.
His dad did. His dad deserved it.
All right, we're gonna cut this malarkey. Brandon's got a movie to get to. This was the Warner Brothas Podcast. Thank you, Duke. Thank you, Brandon. Of course, it's great to have you guys back. Kyle, as always, of course. YouTube, TikTok, a little bit on Facebook, Warner Brothas Podcast, Instagram for sure. Go watch the Kendrick Lamar video. Still, go appreciate Kendrick Lamar. That video. It's not a time one. We can last on forever. This music's going to keep growing and growing from him, and it's going to become more nostalgic. Go check out that Kendrick Lamar video for sure.
Subscribe right here somewhere.
Absolutely.
Like,
subscribe, comment, share, all of those great stuff. We appreciate all of you guys.
Feel like a man.